So Star Wars, Disney, and Lucasfilm are in trouble right now. The Disney Plus viewership is way down, according to reports. And it seems like they're actually realizing that they need all of the fans that left when Gina Carano was fired. It seems like they're realizing that they were the ones that were actually consuming Star Wars content and consuming Disney content. And the people that wanted Gina Carano fired only cancel people for sport. They don't actually consume any of the content that Gina Carano was in. Those people that are canceling people, those people that wanted Gina Carano fired, aren't the ones that are giving money to Disney, that are bringing money into Star Wars and Lucasfilm. They only do that for fun, and as soon as that person is canceled, they'll never think about Star Wars again. And Star Wars, Disney, and Lucasfilm are realizing that, but their response to the fans, their attempt to get those fans back, is extremely embarrassing. And while some fans might actually enjoy what they did, it's not going to bring any of the fans that left during the Gina Carano situation back, and it's so obvious that that's what they're trying to do. This article from Pirates and Princesses says Disney Plus loses steam, Marvel's Falcon and the Winter Soldier generates less buzz, and that headline is completely true. I've talked to a lot of content creators in the space that do content around Falcon and Winter Soldier, and they've done content around all the prior Marvel projects as well. They've done content around Mandalorian and WandaVision, and they said Falcon and Winter Soldier just can't get views on YouTube. No one cares about Falcon and Winter Soldier. Now, I don't know if that's more because the show is just lackluster, or if it's because so many people aren't consuming Disney content right now because of the Gina Carano firing. I would say it's probably a mixture of both. We've been watching Disney's attempt to overtake Netflix for a while now, and out of the gate, Disney Plus was looking quite formidable. However, since January, things have been slowing down as best as we can tell. Recently, Disney announced that the Falcon and the Winter Soldier had the biggest launch ever for Disney Plus, but a deeper dive showed that they were basing that statement off of a semantics game. In fact, The Mandalorian had arguably a better showing. Even if you disagree with that assessment, the best anyone could fairly say is that the Falcon and the Winter Soldier had done about as well as The Mandalorian for the second season opening. But even if the Falcon and the Winter Soldier did do as well as The Mandalorian second season opening, that still seems pretty good, right? The Mandalorian was a huge hit. It took over the internet while it was airing, and The Mandalorian has Baby Yoda. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier don't have a Baby Yoda, so it seems like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is doing pretty good. Well, you might think that matching The Mandalorian is a great success. After all, The Mandalorian is the premier Disney Plus series, and the first series on Disney Plus to dethrone the king of streaming, The Office. However, we're comparing first episodes, and The Mandalorian was not an overwhelming success in its season 2 opener. By the end, it did indeed generate a ton of views and online buzz, but the first episode was muted. And that's very true. The first few episodes of The Mandalorian season 2 were actually pretty lackluster in terms of online buzz. The diehard Star Wars fans loved those episodes because there was some deep cut lore stuff in there, but the general public doesn't understand what's going on. They don't know that Boba Fett was revealed at the end of that episode. They don't understand the Krayt Dragon reference. They don't understand Cobb Vanth. That's only diehard fans that realize that stuff. So the online buzz wasn't crazy high for The Mandalorian first few episodes. It wasn't until episodes 3, 4, 5 where people started really getting into season 2. There's another reason that the Falcon and the Winter Soldier only meeting The Mandalorian's first episode success is a bad sign. Disney Plus is supposed to be growing dramatically in subscribers. Having the same viewership in late March that you had in late October of the prior year, it's not great. If Disney's numbers for increased viewership are to be taken as objectively absolute, it would mean that a significantly smaller percentage of Disney Plus subscribers are tuning into the series versus The Mandalorian season 2. Worse, it could indicate Disney Plus subscriber increases are beginning to stall. Disney has been bragging so much over the last few months about how much their subscriber count has been increasing, how they're on pace to pass up Netflix in the next few years. It's been a normal thing in the last 6 months or so for Disney to talk about how great their subscriber count is doing for Disney Plus, and recently they even announced that they're not going to announce any more subscriber count numbers until they hit another big milestone. And if their subscriber count is beginning to stall out, then they're not going to hit any milestones anytime soon. So we're just not going to know their subscriber count until they do hit another milestone. And that announcement to me is very fishy. Plus, whether you like it or not, Marvel is a more powerful IP than Star Wars is right now. But when Star Wars is done right, it's no doubt the most powerful IP in the world. You can see that with the finale of The Mandalorian season 2. When Star Wars is done like that, when Star Wars is done how it's supposed to be done, it takes over everything. And there's no question about it. But most of the time, Star Wars isn't done right. And Marvel has been done right for the last few years. Even though it's kind of being ruined right now, Marvel has been extremely good up until Endgame. So you would think right now the Marvel shows on Disney Plus will get way more viewership than the Star Wars shows because most of the general public loves Marvel. But it seems like that's not the case. That wouldn't be a great omen for Disney, considering Netflix is still sitting on roughly double the number of subscribers as Disney Plus. We can all debate until the end of times whether or not Disney Plus is growing fast enough, whether it's a fair comparison considering Netflix's prior domination of the streaming industry. But at the end of the day, if Disney Plus is beginning to stall with only half of the numbers they need to dethrone Netflix, it doesn't bode well for their plans. The thing with that is, if they are beginning to stall out, they know exactly what they have to do to stop stalling out. If they were to listen to fans, if they were to actually go and try to figure out what the problem is, they wouldn't have to go too far to figure that out. All they have to do is change the way they act. Change this woke agenda stuff. Get rid of the people that we want gone and stop trying to push an agenda, and your subscriber count, your viewer count will skyrocket. There's no doubt. Whoever the first streaming service, whoever the first studio or production company is to stop with the woke stuff, they will become so much more successful than than all the other ones, and it's not going to be close. But as of right now, it seems like Disney and all the other production companies are still moving in the wrong direction, and their subscriber count, their viewer count, and the money in their pockets will reflect that until they make a change. If the Disney higher-ups were to go out and try to figure out why their numbers are dropping, why are people not subscribing to Disney Plus anymore? Why are people not watching our new shows? What's going wrong? They don't have to go far. This article from Decider.com says cancel Disney Plus trends after Gina Carano firing. There it is right there. You fire Gina Carano and that set off a chain of events where not only Star Wars fans aren't watching your content, aren't supporting Disney anymore, but just fans of free speech aren't supporting Disney right now. Reasonable people don't agree with Gina Carano's firing, and if they do, they're extremely misinformed. And let's say they wanted to take an even deeper dive into why their viewership numbers are dropping off, and they go to their YouTube channels, they go to the Disney YouTube channel or the Star Wars YouTube channel, and they see the extreme amount of dislikes that are happening on every single video that they post. It's an obvious indicator what's going wrong. And then you scroll down to the comment section. The newest video on the Star Wars YouTube channel was posted on April 1st. That video has 2.5k likes and 8.3k dislikes, so not as bad of a ratio as the previous videos, but it's still pretty damn bad. And if we go to the comment section, the first comment that I see is Disney's firing of Gina Carano is confused and hypocritical, lacking sound management, and that's a quote from Forbes. And then the second comment that I see is I'm not the only one who's ever been bullied by this company, the famous Gina Carano quote, the one that we've all heard a million times, and hopefully that story comes out in the future. But those are pretty much the two top comments on every single Star Wars YouTube channel post. So if they really did want to figure out why the viewership numbers are dropping, why the subscriber counts are dropping, you don't have to go too far to figure it out. And in fact, I think they already have figured it out, and they're trying to win back the fans by doing something extremely embarrassing. This article from Polygon.com, classic Star Wars books are getting re-released for Lucasfilm's 50th anniversary. For Lucasfilm's 50th anniversary, we know why these books are getting re-released, because they know all the people who are extremely mad at the sequel trilogy and extremely mad at the Gina Carano firing are people who probably did consume Legends content, and those are the people who know what Star Wars can be if done right. So they're trying to bring those fans back by re-releasing these books with new covers, and it's just such a sad attempt. Why would any of these fans want to buy these books again? These books that they've probably already read or already own, and the people who you're trying to win back are actively not giving you money. They're not going to buy these books. This isn't going to win you any goodwill with the fans. This is just a sorry attempt at trying to get some fans back. You know what the real problem is, and you're just too scared to fix it. You're scared that if you go in the opposite direction from the woke mob, that they will come after you. So they're going to do small stuff like this instead to try and get some fans back, but it's not going to work. The Star Wars Legends books may not be canon anymore, but they're still home to some of the best and most beloved stories in the Star Wars universe, which is why some of them are getting new re-releases. In celebration of Lucasfilm's 50th anniversary, some of the best Star Wars Legends books are getting new trade paperback editions, complete with new cover art. So it's the same books with new covers, same stories that we've already read. I guess it's a somewhat decent attempt to try and gain some goodwill, because they know all the fans who are mad at them love the Legends books. You have to make some actual real changes at Lucasfilm, make some real changes at Disney for the fans to actually be happy with what you've done. Let me know what you guys think of them re-releasing the old Legends books to try and gain some goodwill back with the fans. I don't think there's any question that this isn't going to work, and that fans really don't care about new book covers for these books. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you hate Kathleen Kennedy being the president of Lucasfilm as much as I do, check out my Ruined by Kathleen Kennedy merch linked in the description. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow me on Twitter or join the Discord, both of those links will be in the description as well. But thank you for watching the video, and I hope to see you on the next one.